for the Pre-Symposium webinar series organized as part of the International Symposium on Agriculture and Environment 2025. ISA 2025, hosted by the Faculty of Agriculture, University of Ruhuna, Sri Lanka, is set to take place on 2nd September this year at the Golf Face Hotel, Colombo. This year, we are excited to focus on the theme, driving innovation in agricultural technologies for climate action and sustainability. Now, let me extend a warm welcome to our distinguished speaker, Mr. M.I. Izzadeen, Chief Sustainability Officer, Elpitiya Plantation Limited, who will be sharing his insights today on prospects of bamboo planting in Sri Lanka. Dear sir, we are honored to have you with us today. And I would like to also warmly welcome Professor I.R. Palihakkara, our moderator for today's session. A renowned academic and experienced organizer of international events like ISAE, he currently serves as the Professor of the Department of Crop Science, Faculty of Agriculture, University of Ruhuna, and was also the past coordinator of ISAE 2023. A heartfelt thank you to all our local and international participants who have joined us today. We truly appreciate your presence and hope this session will be both insightful and engaging. So, without further delay, let's begin. I now invite Professor Palihakkara to take over as the moderator. Professor Palihakkara, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Okay, very good evening to all the participants, ladies and gentlemen. It's my pleasure to introduce Mr. Izzadeen as a resource person of this ISA special event, episode 10. And Mr. Izzadeen is presently work as a senior managing officer, the Elpitiya Plantations Limited. And he's a well-experienced person in planting, including all these plantation crops like tea, rubber, coconut, oil palm, and with a decades ago, he's, working as a sustainability officer in tackle with bamboo. So bamboo is one of his, favorite crop, and he's tried to expand this bamboo cultivation throughout the plantation, and then he tried to get a lot of carbon credits to the Elpitiya plantation through different organizations. So it's a kind of a the credited venture for Elpitiya plantation. So he created this type of the sustainable ventures to the country as well as for the Elpitiya plantation. So Mr. Izzadeen, he's having the well-educated academic background with BSc and MSc, and he's reading to his PhD presently. And it's also a pleasure to me introduce him as a very good resource person. And very recently, 1 year ago, he came to the faculty, and we conduct some workshops through the SLAS, and then with educated programs for the students as well as for the nearby community. So it's my pleasure to introduce Mr. Izzadeen, and he will conduct his research during the given period of 1 hour or 45 minutes. It's over to you, Mr. Izzadeen. Thank you very much.
Good evening, good ladies and gentlemen. Generally, we say gentlemen, but we don't put a praise against the ladies. So we always call the ladies to be good ladies. Well, I know Professor Palihakkara for some time, and we have been working together on different projects, and bamboo is one of the projects, and we are going on some other energy craft project also being conducted by him. And Elpitiya Plantations, just to give you all a brief, we are a plantation company managed by Smith Plantations, but still we are ready to change company. So we go into different products, not only bamboo, not only tea, not only rubber. We do strawberries, blueberries, blackberries. Then we do agarwood, durian, pineapple, you name it, we try. So we are a company which does a lot of research on plantation crops and innovative cultivation and precision agriculture. So we have our own research arm called CAF, where we make drones, we make different machines, equipment to facilitate the agricultural industry. So just to make it good, to reword our seminar, I would say bamboo the future for Sri Lankan economy. Sri Lanka, you know, we are in one of the best regions of cultivation. If you look at Sri Lanka, it is closer to the equator, best climate, we have enough rain. I think we have been experiencing with the climate change more rain than droughts now. So Sri Lanka is a very, Sri Lanka, India, then China, Burma, all these countries, Indonesia, Malaysia, this belt of countries are very good agricultural countries where it's a very resourceful country. So, how can we make what we have for better, for a better tomorrow? We always try to experiment from the conventional cultivations what we have, the rubber, the tea, the different things, which are conventional to us, the coconut. It's good, but with the climate change, we can see that the cultivating areas are moving. Now, if you look at the cultivation of rubber, you can't do any more rubber cultivation. Not that you can't do, you can do rubber cultivation, but it won't be productive in the Kalutara, Gaul, these districts where the rainfall is very high. So now we have to move into non-conventional areas like Monragala, Buttala, down towards Elpitiya, that area. So with this climate change, everything changes. So we also have to become very resilient. We have to change with changes. If we don't change with changes, we will be caught out. Right? So bamboo is one thing which is a very adaptable crop. Bamboo is a very adaptive crop. It is the best, one of the best crops I would recommend for climate change. Because it can grow anywhere, any climate. From wet zone to dry zone to areas where there is arid, right? Maybe not in the deserts as yet, but even in the cold ice mountains where they have snow. So bamboo is a very resilient plant. It has over 1,600, said to be known to over 1,600 species, and a plant which can go through, because it has a underground, the underground stem or runner, according to the variety, and it also can be there. If you plant a bamboo plant, sometimes it is there for about 3 years without growing, it's there. Suddenly you see it shooting out. What it does is it collects food and grows underground. Right? Just to give you all a brief, next. Brief on the taxonomy of bamboo. Bamboo is a grass. It's not a tree. Una yani truna jati. Okay? It's a tree. It's not a tree, it's a grass. It's the biggest or the tallest grass in the world. And I'm sure that you all know it's in Peradeniya, the giant bamboo. So we have something in store for us to be proud of. It's in the family Poaceae and subfamily Bambudaceae. As I told you, there are over 1,600 species. You get bamboo types from 3 inches to hundreds of feet. And these can typically grow anywhere in the world, right? Only thing is we have not tried it out in the deserts. But I know arid zone, it grows. Now we in Sri Lanka, we don't have a arid zone, but earlier we called Hambantota and Putlam, we had something called arid zone, where the rainfall was less than 50 inches. But even in those areas, you get bamboo growing. Of course, different species. Different types of species grow in different areas. You have bamboos which are used like for cane, almost like for rattan, for weaving. Those have a runner type of rooting system. Those are very good to control soil erosion. Then the other one is the clump type, or you call the king bamboo, where you have a clump. That clump is the underground stem of the bamboo. Now, what you see on top is the aerial shoot. It's not a tree. Actually, it's the branch and the leaves you see above. Underground only you see the stem. And therefore, if there is a drought zone, it can stay under, it can hibernate, it can just be there without doing anything. And once you get the proper climate, it can shoot out. So that is the beauty of bamboo. So bamboo typically can be a game changer, right? And it is being done in many countries, right? Now, if you take Japan, the families, there are number of families called take. Take is bamboo, right? Atake, those names, they are predominantly people who have been doing bamboo work. And bamboo has been used extensively. I have been there, I have looked at those families, I have looked at the tools that they use. They have over 280 equipment, what they use in bamboo working. So that much of precious thought is given to bamboo. And more than all that, in Japan, they feel that their ancestral souls are living in them. So they have a lot of respect to bamboo. And of course, a lot of work is done with bamboo. A lot of competitions there. More than competitions, I think bamboo has been used extensively in Japan, Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia, now in India, right? And many more countries. But in Sri Lanka, this is a big resource which is idle. So let's explore to see how we can make bamboo to become commercially viable. And what type of area can be used to grow this bamboo? How can we grow bamboo? And what are the benefits of bamboo? So I have just given a brief, say next. Right. What are the advantages of growing bamboo? I don't know how many of you all know that there are varieties of bamboo which grow over 3 feet a day. I have personally done measurements of different varieties, including the varieties which are grown in our home gardens, the Malaysian type. they grow over 3 feet. Some especially gigantus grows about 3.5 feet. Our best record has been 3.5 feet. That's over a meter. So within about 15-20 days, it reached the height. And then only it starts really branching. And it can be cultivated in any terrain, under any atmosphere. It can be cultivated in any terrain, any climate, and it fixes atmospheric carbon. Right? The biggest problem today, what we are talking, is global warming. Global warming due to carbon or emissions. Here is the solution. The solution is bamboo. You plant bamboo, it will take up the carbon dioxide and give back oxygen. If you have closely looked at the bamboo tree, now all of us think, right, Lord Buddha, he used to, meditate, especially under a bo tree. Did we ever think why bo tree was selected? If you look at the leaves of the bo tree, it is drooping down. When it droops down, the air comes, strikes and takes the oxygen down. The trees which are looking up, most of the oxygen is going up. So always if you wait under a bo tree, you will see the air coming and coming downwards. So it's bringing in fresh air. Same way, even bamboo is drooping down. There are a lot of trees which droop down, out of which bamboo is also one of the trees, and it is also said that meditation has been done under bamboo. I listen to sometimes the spirit in the morning. I hear that many tree names are told that it had given shelter to Lord Buddha. So bamboo is also one of them. So that means it has been a tree which has been identified to do good to human beings. So what does it do? It takes a lot of carbon dioxide, fixes oxygen, or fixes the carbon dioxide in its wood, in its stems, in its roots, in its leaves, and releases oxygen. What is the biggest thing what you want for a human to live? What is the most important thing? Is it food? Is it shelter? Is it water? The most important thing is oxygen. Without oxygen, you die in 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes. So who creates this oxygen? Trees. Out of the trees also, bamboo creates more oxygen. Why? Because it fixes more carbon dioxide to the air and it releases more oxygen. So what? Any person who plants 1 clump of bamboo, if you calculate his lifetime, he becomes carbon negative. All carbon what he puts out has been absorbed by this 1 clump of bamboo, because the bamboo is going to last over 100 years. That is the beauty. Now, if you plant jack, okay, all those, any planting, any tree is good. Being a sustainability person, I recommend planting anything. It is better to have grass than having an open field. But when you plant something like bamboo, it fixes, it can be calculated, and it lasts for over 100 years. Now, most of the trees what we plant, they are either cut by somebody for timber or used for some other purpose. So most of the trees, most of the forests move off. But when it's bamboo, you cut it, it gives again. It grows double. It gives another plant. Generally, bamboo, a clump once it's about 7 years old, it will give roughly about 15 to 20 poles annually. So when it's 15 to 20 poles, that amount of carbon is fixed. Then imagine you have 250 bamboo plants per hectare. You can have to go up to 500 if you are doing special project under fertilizing. You can go up to 500. If not, generally recommended 250. So imagine 20 poles into 250 poles, right? Will be how much of carbon? Each pole is about 15 kilos. Just calculate and see the amount of atmospheric carbon which this bamboo absorbs. It's a very environmental friendly and socially acceptable. Nobody comes and complains, no, oil palm, don't plant oil palm, don't plant that, this. But where bamboo is concerned, everybody is friendly with bamboo. Why are they friendly? Because it has uses. Not that oil palm doesn't have use, not that coconut doesn't have use. Anything you go and plant, but people do it, they see what is the use for them, benefit for them. But bamboo, it's a benefit for the environment, it's a benefit for you. It can be utilized for a lot of things. From food, I would call bamboo the next kapruga. Now we call old as kapruga in Sri Lanka. Kapruga is a tree from heaven. So I would say bamboo is also a tree from heaven. Because it gives more oxygen, it can be used, the whole tree can be used. It also can provide food. And it can provide continuously. Like there are a lot of things which have been found. Bamboo water, bamboo salt. There are lots of things which are used for medicinal purposes. We in Sri Lanka, we have not explored this. If we explore this, if you search for it, then you will get to know what can be done. So there is a big reason for me to tell you that bamboo is a game changer for Sri Lanka. Next. It has very high biomass. Generally, it's like per annum, it gives about 46,000 kilos, 46 tons. Calculated 12 rupees. You know how much it's going to give you. Right? For 46 tons is 46,000 kilos at 12 rupees. You calculate what is your actual income if you sell it as wood. Just for fire. People are very frightened. Why? We have got used to, when we were small, we used to use bamboo into our fireplaces. Then it burst. That burst because there is a vacuum inside. So if you can catch that, if you can make it pellets, if you can make it, crushed bamboo, you can easily use it. There won't be any bursting. And it has a lot of energy. And it has a rattooning ability. Now, most of what we plant, we'll say we plant any fuel wood. What happens to fuel wood? Once you cut it, again you have to wait for 8 or 10 years for it to come back. You have to replant it. Right? Now, GDC, there was one important fuel wood that they tried in Sri Lanka. But when you keep on taking the crop, we can see that we lose the tree. And moreover, it is highly damaged by porcupines. Even in the tea estates, they are finding it very difficult to grow Elpitiya. Right? Then if you put caliandra, what happens is it grows wide and it becomes a weed. So there are issues. But where bamboo is concerned, you grow it, it grows in a unique way. It doesn't spread widely. Of course, the plum grows. If it is king bamboo, you get the plum growing. So there are certain varieties like Bhima which restrict the growth. They grow internally. So the harvesting, there are systems. I'll come in the future slides, I'll tell you how it should be harvested. Right? There are two ways to harvest it. That's the way to control the bamboo. Now, what happens is we get frightened over petty things. We don't look at the big picture. We look at the negative side. Always we should see what is the positive thing we can do. Now, I always say, plants which are invasive are not invasive. They are conducive. Why are they conducive? They are invasive to us, but they grow conducively for them because that climate is very conducive. So how can you convert that invasive plant to become conducive? How can you use it? Can you change it into fuel? Can you change it into energy? So those are the things you have to think differently when you enter into any business. And it lasts over 100 years, as I told you. So when it lasts over 100 years and when it's cropping every year, 100 years, you get about 200,000 new bamboos which would have given you by that time. God bless the plant. It protects and enriches soil and soil water, reduces soil erosion, and encourages biodiversity. Now, in our plantations, we found that there was a problem where the stream, the both sides of the stream, there were a lot of erosion. So we planted bamboo. It has stopped erosion. It has harbored, like rest areas for animals, and animal corridors have been opened. Of course, you have to have the other plants also in between. So, if you look at these, what do you feel? Don't you feel that these are lovely plants? Although we have not looked at the potential. Huh? It has to be a kapruka. Now I said kapruka is something where it's a plant from heaven. We call it plant from heaven. So these are heavenly plants because it's providing us everything. Next. Okay, let's look at the economic benefit of it. It can be cultivated at low cost and with low inputs, especially fertilizer. But if you are doing high density planting, as I told you, 500 trees per hectare with Bhima. Bhima is a very thick bamboo, especially planted in India. We have tried out something. It's a very heavy bamboo, especially used for fuel. So when you say dendro, most of these bamboos have the first name as dendrocalamus. So what does dendro say? It is for fuel. Dendro is fuel. Right? So these bamboos, other bamboos what you plant, generally you don't have to fertilize, but if you fertilize, it will give you more crop. And it produces about 10 to 20 poles per annum. Can be used for multiple terms as wood, as clothing, as fertilizer. So many, there are so many ways you can use them. Right? Now I can remember our ancestry. We had bamboo varichigiva. Very cool, nice. It lasted over 100 years. Right? Now we go and make with cement blocks, and then we say, oh, yeah, it's very warm, we can't stay there, we are finding it difficult. But I went to Thailand. In Thailand, they live over bamboo, on bamboo. It's a bamboo platform. The houses are on bamboo platforms, and the flowing bamboo. Still, they cook. Not on the bamboo, of course. They have adapted themselves with a clay area on which they cook. They are very careful. So I asked them, I was a little frightened, okay, there are small children living, why aren't you frightened to use bamboo for this purpose? You know what they said was, if you are careful, if you know what you are doing, if there is discipline in what you do, you can use it. These are real life things what I have seen. Can be used for multiple purposes, a lot of purposes. Can be traded for carbon sequestration. Actually, now today, there are many platforms which come and invest on carbon sequestration. South Africa, they do a lot of bamboo and they burn it, they pyrolyze it, and they are getting carbon credits. While using that as a fertilizer amendment to soil. So these are ways forward. Now these are some of the things what Elpitiya Plantation does. We use these on our furnaces, then we use these we make biochar using. Right? Of course, cinnamon sticks are also used for biochar. So these are things which can be done. And of course, you can make good quality biochar. The porosity is very high. When the porosity is high, it can hold more water. Of course, it also reduces foreign exchange outflows. You can see, you go to the market and see, a lot of things have been made out of bamboo. Your paper, clothes, bamboo socks, bamboo slippers, bamboo, name it, you can make anything out of them. Your bamboo alcohol is being made. Bamboo biryani is being made out of that. Bamboo shoots are being eaten. Bamboo leaves are being used for medicinal purposes. So it is a plant. If you know what you are doing, it can be an asset. Next. So these are some of the environmental benefits, a lot of them, but I just focused on a few. One is it saves soil. How does it save soil? Because bamboo has been planted for soil erosion. But if you don't maintain it, especially in the river, the river banks, when bamboo is planted, it's a very good plant to preserve your soil. But if you don't maintain it and cut it, trim it, use it, what will happen is those will fall into the river, and all the debris which come with the river with a high flow can remove the whole plant. So management is important. Anything you do, as I told you, as the Thailand people told me, you have to have the discipline. That is the most important thing. Anything can be cultivated, but you have to have the discipline. Then saves forest. If you really do your bamboo cultivation and use this for energy, but we leave alone making furniture, making other things. We just think of energy. Right? If you take the garment industry, if you take the tile industry, if you take the plantation or the tea industry, all these places are consume a lot of biomass. And from where does it come? Now rubber is depleting. Now they have started cutting the home gardens. Now they have started cutting the coconut. Now they are slowly moving into the forest. Because those are not sustainable sources. You cut once, rubber, you have to wait for 20 years for it to be harvested again. Whereas when you have bamboo, it will regenerate every year. Every second year, once it matures, you can cut. That is 20 poles will be, about 15 to 20 poles will come. You leave that for the next year. Then there will be another 15 to 20. So every year you can harvest 20, almost 15 to 20 poles from one plant. Right? 15 to 20 poles will be about 1 or 1.5 meters of firewood. If you use the small sticks also, if you pulverize it and use it, it's about 1.5 meters. That's roughly about 400 to 500 kilos. It serves mankind. Right? It has been used from the time the human being started being a hunter. Right? You would have seen all these old tools what they have made, all these old bow and arrows what they have made. Right? Bamboo has taken one of the biggest positions. That's why the Japanese people pray on bamboo. They call it the God tree, God plant. Because it can help mankind in several ways. Medicinal, food, anything, you name it. For building houses, protection, fences. And these bamboo leaves are treated and used in Thailand as roofing. And they say that it lasts for over 25 years. These are some of the interventions what we can do. We have a booming tourist industry coming in. Right? Actually, Morocco University sent about 10 students to Bali to be trained because knowing the importance of it. The Indonesian ambassador, she is very keen to support bamboo. Right? So bamboo is a way forward. Everybody is looking at bamboo. Other countries have gone far ahead. India is cultivating hectares and hectares of bamboo because they know the potential of it. It's a sustainable source of thermal energy, as I told you. We have so many garment factories. The energy requirement in Sri Lanka is very, very high. So it can substitute fuel. What I mean by fuel is diesel, gasoline. It can you can use the thermal energy to produce electricity. You can make bamboo vinegar. Like that, there are so many byproducts which come in, biochar. So it's a chain of products. Right? It's not one or two products next. So these are some of the social benefits what we have identified. It creates jobs and opportunities. Improves land utility and income. Actually, you have 1 acre of bamboo. Just calculate and see how much you earn and how much you spend. We are only harvesting, cost will be there, but it will be once a year. The cycle will be once a year. It's not tedious, but you keep on getting the income. Provide raw material to industries, many industries. You name it, barbecue sticks to toothpicks to toothbrushes to socks to clothing, anything. It's a low-cost housing material. As I told you, people, especially why Japanese and some other countries they use bamboo is because of their earthquake problem. Right? It is very light. Nobody, when you build concrete buildings, what happens is it falls on you in earthquake areas, people die. But bamboo, I don't think anybody will die with the lightweight it has. And it has a lot of, it's very tensile. I think they say some countries they use this in between concretes so that it can give some way to take up tension, and it's used to stop the voices going, soundproofing. So these are a lot of things which are being done, and it has a lot of medicinal and food values, as I told you. It can be eaten as bamboo shoot. It's about 2,000 rupees a kilo of bamboo shoot, right? And there are a lot of medicinal values. There's something called bamboo salt, and used for ornaments. There's something called bamboo pearl, which is very expensive in the world. How many of us know about it? All our bamboo plants which are over 50, 60 years, they might have bamboo pearls. Just go and check it out. It's a hard wood. As I told you, you can see the equator, we have marked out next. These are the real bamboo growing areas, and Sri Lanka is also one of them. Right? You can see the others, how much they have grown, but Sri Lanka, we are small, but okay, it's ideal climate. And these regions, bamboo grows naturally, right? Harnessing this resource for the benefit of the nation should be our goal. This should be our goal. We have a lot of barren land. Right? We have a lot of patnas. We have a lot of land which has gone under water. Neglected paddy fields. Why don't we drench it? Why don't we use the Sojan system and plant bamboo? It's going to make money. There is a demand for foreign. In another 5 years' time, I will tell you, definitely 50% of the garment industry is going to move out of this country because of lack of wool. Unfortunately, the tea industry, we can't carry it and go because the tea is here. If not, they also will go. Any industry which produces like clothing, or we get the input from outside and then do the basic value addition, they can move. It's a matter of taking the machinery there, that's all. And people you find the fuel at a cheaper price. Can we go to the next? This is the amount of bamboo in other countries. 18 million hectares of bamboo is there in Asia, 7 million hectares in China, 11 million hectares in India. So look at the figure, 11 million hectares in India, our neighbor. 15 million hectares in Latin America and Caribbean. And it provides work, job opportunities for over 2.2 billion people. So you can look at what they are doing with bamboo. How much of what a resource it is. The only thing is, if you don't identify it, you say, no, a guy who can't see will not identify a gem, even if it strikes on his foot. So here is a gem of a plant, but we have not identified its potential. So I urgently request everybody here to make an attempt to plant at least one bamboo. At least that will make you carbon neutral for life. You will have the happiness one day to say, I have lived a carbon neutral life. Or carbon negative, I have been carbon. I have not used the carbon. I have at least saved carbon. Next slide. This is the global bamboo market. I think the screen is shadowing. Global bamboo market size was $67.13 billion in 2024. And by 2028, 2030, they are projecting 88 billion with a growth of 4.7%. So this is the lucrativeness. Now all these products are bamboo. All these are bamboo made. Except the cotton wool in that earbud, all the others are made out of bamboo. Even cotton wool can be made. Next. Where are we? What is our position today? The first valuable concept paper for establishing bamboo as an industry was approved in 1992. Right, with the Riverline bamboo project. Right? After using different techniques, right? They made a lab to do tissue culture, right? And Mahavali Authority, they went all out planting bamboo. And I know that they have over 2 million poles at any given time to be used up. Right. So what we have to do is see what we can do with what is there now. Why is planting? Why is improving? What is there now? How can we use it? What's the purpose? Can we use it for energy? Can we use it for paper? Can we use it for building materials? Or whatever. Now, we had a problem in Sri Lanka where bamboo was treated as a tree. And they didn't allow permits to transport. So, with the last government, we were also a party to it. We intervened and we have got permission now to transport certain varieties of bamboo. Of course, they are not permitted here. The vulgaris, there's a yellow bamboo, but it can be, limited stocks can be transported with AGS approval or Grama Sekhar's consent. Right? But the variety called Dendrocalamus asper, Dendrocalamus giganteus or Galbambukina green color one is permitted to be transported. So we can use that opportunity to start developing the bamboo in Sri Lanka. Right? Presently, it is under Mahavali Authority. We have a good tissue culture lab which we can use to develop bamboo. And they do a lot of bamboo development, and we too buy our plants from them. And it's not very expensive, it's about 50 rupees a plant. Next. Right. It is important that Sri Lankan government has a strong commitment to recognize the economic and environmental potential of bamboo and support the stakeholders. Now, this was a problem where earlier the governments didn't understand, but I hope and I pray and I know we are moving into this, that bamboo, to support bamboo industry. Right? Now, Morto University has done some work. They have done a few greenhouses with bamboo. Then there were some interventions down Haliagoda. Then in different areas, bamboo is being used now. there are a few personal companies which have started working on bamboo value addition, and a lot of wood is being used in the tourism industry, down Gold and all these areas. So let's pray that the government supports this. Now, next. Now the support required to encourage bamboo as a commercial crop to be planted in plantations and smallholders. Now I think the tea industry, there we have tea board is giving a grant for whoever is planting bamboo, especially the small holders, because we are facing with a lot of fuel issues, and these matters were brought up by us, and bamboo is one of the potential crops they are giving subsidies. And there is one Mr. Asika Rajapaksa, who is quite involved in Rasnapur area, supporting this, right? So we have a society, right? Bamboo and Rattan Society. Please join us. But we do quite a lot of work in that. You all can go through whatever latest information regarding bamboo and use. The restrictions to transport is another issue. We have managed to get that restriction ban lifted for certain varieties of bamboo, but we would say it is better if we could look at the other ones also. Improve a system which is beneficial to ease access to growers to the market. So some of the people, they don't know about the market, they don't know what to do, and once they grow bamboo, it can be a problem. But we can have small societies, or we can, the government can intervene and develop certain ways where we can grow the bamboo, and there is a buyback system, right? Now I was looking at a bamboo way to plant in the urban bamboo. You plant it in the home gardens, the green Malaysian type of bamboo, which is a beautiful tree. It makes a nice sales, and it can bring in a earning also, because it's also thick bamboo, not the yellow one. And to have developed training programs and curriculums for vocational training on bamboo carpentry, and develop people, make this an industry, make this okay, carpentry is there, why not we use that knowledge, that skill, and develop furniture, right? You can make beautiful tables, you can make beautiful chairs, right? Only thing is, it's the intervention. And maybe that a cue to see how we can do it. Next page. Can I go to the next? So just before I finish, I would like you all to really see why we are talking about bamboo as a potential crop for Sri Lanka. It has an ideal climate. We have a fully fledged tissue culture land. Underutilized land available with smallholders and plantation companies. Right? Large swamps and marshes which are underutilized, which could be cultivated, provided proper drainage system. Right? Kalutara, Gampa, Gold districts, we have found there is about over 50,000 hectares of land which is underutilized. Right? With bamboo, you can have fish, you can have other crustaceans, like crabs. You can have a mixed cultivation. Right? So it is all how you look at it. How best you can make use of this resource. Next. So I
Yes,
have,
Mr. Izzadeen,
yes, almost finished.
within another because some
minutes.
people can, ask some questions.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we have to allocate. I think
Okay.
you can, yeah.
All right, these are some of the uses of bamboo in the modern market. Now you can see there's a beautiful building. In Yala, we have done a good structure. Yala, it's a hotel made out of bamboo. Then drinking bottles, furniture. Right. Next slide. So you can see flutes, barbecue sticks. A lot of things. You can bicycles are made out of bamboo today. Clothing. So there's so much which could be done. So next slide. So my earnest request is we grow green and grow with bamboo. We can grow with bamboo. When you grow bamboo, you grow your money, you grow your environment, you grow benefits to people. So thank you very much. I hope that I imparted a little knowledge, but you all can do a lot of research. Check on it, and we'll grow more bamboo. Thank you. It's over.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Izzadeen, for very informative and very, interesting session. So we, really go through the 1 hour period. So without knowing the time frame, I think you can, continue for many hours with this topic. Yeah. Once again, thank you very much for your, acceptance and your commitment and the delivering this type of very important topic like the prospects of bamboo cultivation in Sri Lanka.
So
Right,
thank you.
yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is the time for any questions or anything to clarify from Mr. Izzadeen. So this is the time for you.
Mr. Izzadeen, thank you very much for the nice presentation. I have one question that regarding the bamboo, the benefits for the economical development as a, beneficial for the economically development. So those bamboo trees we can see around river bends around, like there are a lot of bamboo trees nearby the river area. So those type of bamboos also can be used as a economically valuable item tree. What do you
Yes, yes. The answer is yes. But on the river bank, you have to do a controlled harvesting. Right? You don't harvest the whole thing. It is like bamboo harvesting. There are two ways of harvesting. One is the straight way, that you go straight into the bamboo and harvest so that the clump starts growing from inside. Then the other one is like the horseshoe system. So bamboo, if it is harvested properly, it will be a very good raw material. If you just take it as fuel wood alone, nothing else, just fuel wood alone, still it's very profitable. So I always would recommend, you can harvest the bamboo, you have to harvest the bamboo which is in the river line. Because if not, it will start collapsing and fall into the river, and it will make things worse. But you have to do it under certain supervision. Or technically sound person should tell you which to harvest. You don't harvest everything. You harvest in a sequence.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Any other questions? Yes, if not, so I have one clarification, Celine. So the bamboo can be used as a fuel wood, and for fuel wood. Then in tea factories, so can we use bamboo as 100% fuel wood, or we'll have to mix it, or what about your idea?
Okay, you can use it as 100% for wood, right? It's the way you use it. If you can make it into pellets, you can make it powder it, make it into pellets, then and make it into fuel wood bricks. You can use it 100%, right? If not, also you can use it. But we'll say you use it 50%. Still, you have gone. You have saved 50% of the trees which are going to come. So it's not how you use it, it's the application. If you can crush the bamboo, just flatten it. Nothing else, just put it into some machine or with the hand, you make it into small, you crush it down. Then you can use it. There's no problem. Only thing is people feel that when you use bamboo, immediately there is fire and then it goes off. But energy in tea factories is a closed chamber energy, where even they have tried experiments using paddy husk, sawdust. So those are all high quick burners. So why not bamboo? Where the energy is not going to go out. The energy will be within the chamber.
Okay, thank you very much, Sri. The time is, I think, it's 2:08. So I invite Mr. Dr. Koswatha to conclude this session.
So before everything, I would like to thank Professor Palyakara and everybody from the university, as well as I would like to thank our company for allowing me to present this. And thank you all the good ladies and gentlemen for participating in this. Please share the knowledge. Please think about it. If you start thinking alone, just think, by thinking alone, I would have gained something. If you plant one bamboo plant, I would have gained a lot of things. And you yourself would gain so much and be carbon negative. You won't have the guilt. You'll be living a guilt-free life. So thank you very much, Professor Palyakara, for organizing this.
Thank you. Yes, Dr. Koswatha.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor IR Palyakara. On behalf of the ISA 2025 Organizing Committee, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to Mr. M.I. Izzadeen for sharing his valuable insights on prospects of bamboo planting in Sri Lanka. We truly appreciate your time and expertise. And a special thank you to Professor Palyakara for expertly moderating today's session. Your contribution was invaluable in making this event a success. And to all participants, thank you for joining us. We hope this session was insightful and beneficial. A big thank you also to everyone who worked behind the scenes to ensure a smooth event. And before we conclude, a quick reminder, e-certificates will be issued via the Lanka Education and Research Network through the Micro Rewards platform. Once ready, you will receive an email at the address provided during the registration. And our next pre-symposium webinar is scheduled for August 14th. We encourage you to stay connected with us through our website and social media platforms for updates and more details. Once again, thank you all, and we look forward to meeting you again soon. Have a wonderful day.
Okay, thank you very much.